Alright, this is my reply to Snowcat's video. I just wanted to give some insight into what I saw.
Yo, it's your boy Snowcat.
Let's pause this. Let's jump ahead to where the incident occurred.
Not a good time.
Okay, back a little bit. Okay, now we're looking at this scene here. First of all, from here I can see the cars going left. If you just look at the car, you can see he's almost stopped and his front is further left than his right. You should have seen this in advance. Let's go back a little more. This is the mistake I think you made.
Me and one vehicle. You'll notice he had no indicator.
See?
He had no shoulder check.
This is too short a distance. At the speed that you're going and at his almost near zero speed when this maneuver happens, you effectively passed at the same time as you were changing lanes. If I were to even attempt this, I would have moved over earlier and I would have used my horn so that he can hear. If he couldn't see, he could hear. Something is here. But I would not have even gone into the left lane. That was just ill-advised. You didn't make a mistake. You didn't do anything wrong. I have a method of driving that I call EADD, extremely aggressive defensive driving. I assume I'm on a 50cc scooter and that if anything so much as touches me, I'm a dead man. And I drive everything from my 40-foot trailer all the way down to my Honda motorcycle. I drive everything like that because I would like to live. And I can't afford to repair my car, especially if they don't have insurance. Or if the insurance company decides to screw you. But anyway, he is what I call a confused driver. He's doing something that baffles. Like, what the hell are you doing? That means confused driver. That means do not pass. Your first thought should never, ever be to pass such a person because you don't know what they're going to do. Now, some of these details are what I call God view details. Video is a God view because video captures every pixel from left to right and top to bottom, every single frame. So it's a God view because you cannot see the world like this. Take a paper towel tube and hold that up to your eye and look through that paper towel tube. That is what you can see as a human being. I don't care what you think you can see, you're wrong. Look through a paper towel tube or a toilet paper tube and that is what you can see. Your brain then builds a composite of the world around you. So you might only see this, or you might only see this, or you might only see this little bit right here. Or you might only see this little bit here if you're looking at the sign, but you cannot see all of this. You simply can't. When you see this view, it's fake. It's an illusion. It's a composite. Your brain only sees that little cone that you're actually looking at. And the rest of this, all of this over here, your brain reconstructs as a composite image to give you the illusion that you have this continuous, constant view of the world like this video does. So when your brain looks here, and then looks here, and then looks here, and then looks here, it updates that illusionary worldview with the new information it gets as your eye looks around. Like, for example, when your eye moves from here to here, you're blind. You can't see at all. When your eye is in transit, when your eye is in motion, look here, look here, look here, you're blind. You can't see anything at all. Do you see black space in your vision? No, because your brain fills in the gap to make it look like you have a continuous view. But if anything changes while your eye is moving, you can't see the change until your eye stops and your brain updates the composite illusionary worldview that it creates. So always take video with a grain of salt. If you see what you think is an obvious mistake, it is entirely possible that the person could not see that. But what you could see was this person was confused. Now, if you look around you, if you practice EADD, you'll see he can't turn right. There's no place to go. It's a curb. But there is, right here, a left turn pocket. If I see a confused driver and there's no right turn, that's where he's going. He's going to go for that left turn pocket. He's either going to stop and stay or he's going to go for the left turn pocket, which means the last place you want to be is passing him on the left. You want to brake for max effect as if you're coming to a stop, and the very first thing you do is check your six. You know where he is, check your six. Make sure there's no bonehead behind you about to clobber you from behind if he also does not see this confused driver, and prepare to pass on the right if you have to. Stopping would be preferred if there's nothing behind you, but prepare to pass on the right and scoot by him on the right where he is least likely to go. Continue forward.
Just change lanes. You want to pull a U-turn at that
You changed
left lane.
lanes within 2 car lengths of him. That gives him, at his speed versus your speed, what? A second and a half to notice that you are no longer behind him, that you are now in front of him? Too late. He's not going to see you. No one does continuous shoulder checks. No one checks the world around them constantly. You can't. Your brain can't do it. You've got to do other things. He was distracted by his GPS. He was distracted by where he wanted to go. He was confused because he's in the middle goddamn lane of a roadway and he's stopping. Okay, you just have to assume he is not doing everything right. You didn't know he didn't shoulder check. You had no idea he didn't shoulder check. You saw that after you watched the video playback in God view. Okay, you didn't do anything wrong. I mean, this is 100% on him, but there are steps you could have taken to avoid this. I mean, at this point here, you should not be passing him. I mean, it's clear. He's here. He's stopping. He's going for that left pocket. It's the only place he can go. He can't go over here. There's nothing there. It's a curb. There's no entrance. There's no turn. There's nothing. This is where you want to be, not here. Again, I'm not saying this to correct any faults. I don't think you did anything wrong. I'm just describing to you how I would handle this situation so that you could enhance your driving, because while he might be legally at fault, you're always at fault because you're the one's body who's got to absorb that impact. He's just going to watch you bounce off a smear mark on his windshield. You're the one that's got to suck up all the damage. So from the physics perspective, you're taking all the fault. So legal or not, thankfully you survived, and he can take the legal consequences to compensate you. But physics doesn't care about moral or legal fault. Physics is physics, and physics is a bitch. So you got to practice a extremely aggressive defensive driving to make sure physics is on your side as much as possible. He probably already checked. He probably already looked in his mirror, and then he's looking at his GPS, saying, okay, I got to go left. He's probably already looked left and thought, okay, there's nothing there, because there wasn't. You weren't there. You changed lanes and then passed him. Remember, difference in velocity here. He had maybe a second and a half to realize you were there. Even if he did look in the mirror at the last moment and saw you there, you still would have hit him, and he still would have hit, or actually he hit you. He still would have hit you, because the commands from his brain to his hands and his feet to turn left and accelerate have already been executed. The signals in your body move at about 270 miles an hour. Once those commands are sent, it's going to take time for the information from your visual cortex to go to your brain, be processed, for you to realize what it is, to make a decision, and then send a new set of commands to your feet and your arms. Too late. You've already hit the guy. So he was already going to hit you, even if he had looked. Even if he had shoulder checked, it wouldn't have mattered. He was going to hit you anyway, because the commands and the physics were already in motion, and his neurological electrical system isn't fast enough to send new commands to stop his car from doing the first set of commands that he already executed. It was just you did the worst thing you can do as a rider, and you removed your outs. You cut your time span to react and see what's going on around you. And more importantly, again, not your fault, but something you have to be aware of as a rider, you removed his time to see and react to what's going on. Now, it shouldn't matter. He shouldn't be in the middle lane turning left, okay? But again, you have to assume the other driver is going to do the dumbest fucking thing possible that he could do. And that's exactly what he did.
I'm in first lane, so he's in the middle lane. He wanted to cut across 2 lanes and pull a U-turn there, and that's proven in the...
Even if he was looking straight at you, there's nothing he could do. The physics were already in motion. The accident was already going to occur. There was nothing you could do. There was nothing he could do. This was already going to happen. For anything to change...
Cool. You'll notice he had no indicator. He had no...
It had to change here. About a second after this point in the video, nothing you or him could do could change anything. The physics was already in motion. You had to make your decision back here. You had to anticipate, and right or wrong, again, it's your limbs hanging on top of a non-enclosed frame traveling at speed. You're going to absorb the damage whether you're at fault or not. So you have to make the decision here. What's he going to do? What's he most likely to do? And how can I not be there when he does it? That's what you need to do. But I hope his insurance company agreed that he was 100% at fault, because he was. It was pretty stupid what he did. What you did wasn't stupid, but it was ill-advised. And with hopefully practice and training, you can train yourself to avoid it. You want to take the least. I don't even know what to call it. It's a difficult term, but you basically need to think in your head, what are all the possible things he can do? Plan them out in your head what he can do. Can I avoid them all? And if I can't avoid them all, which one's least damaging to me? And try to avoid them all and aim for the least damaging one. So in this scenario, I would have said, okay, he can't go right. He's probably going to go left because there's a left turn pocket. He's in the middle lane. That means he's probably not looking, or he would realize he's in the middle lane. So you already, from this point right here, you already know he's not looking, or he wouldn't be stopping and planning an obvious left turn from the middle lane of a 3-lane road. So you already know he's not looking. You already know probability says he's probably going to go left if you'd thought about this in advance. So how do you avoid everything? You stop. But you got to be careful. If you stop, is the guy behind you going to whack you? So check your 6. Start braking, check your 6. Now, where's his least probable direction? His least probable direction is right, because if he goes right, he's driving into a curb. So he's probably not going to do that. So brake for max effect, check your 6, make sure there's nobody behind you, and go toward his right to pass him on the right if need be, because he's probably going to go left. I hope you're okay. That finger looked pretty, that looked like it hurt, man. I saw that pinky go kick, and I'm like, oh, that had to sting a little. Thankfully, you were geared up and you didn't leave any of your skin lying on the road, hopefully. As you can see, even that aircraft-grade aluminum phone left a decent amount of its skin on the road, so imagine your body. So, guys, wear appropriate clothing when you ride. And good luck to you. I hope they took care of the bike, and I hope they took care of your expenses.